Church of Caboose, and I am bringing you some information on the video about the Lumina quest, how you can get it and finish this quest. Kind of a big old summary. If it's not detailed enough, feel free to check out my other videos. I did a video on each quest as I was going through yesterday, earning this weapon, and you are more than welcome to check that out, but I will try to give enough information to at least get you going in the right way as efficiently as possible. The Lumina is a pretty cool hand cannon. If you track any of the I guess the lore that goes along with it, it's like the opposite version of Thorn. It's like the light deal, and so it works pretty similar as Thorn. That's why it's got like thorns poking out of it, but it's not Thorn. It's a light machine of shooting orbs of buffs. It's fantastic. All right, so how do you get this gun? Well, first off, you gotta pick up the quest. You can find the quest by heading on to the EDZ. Just go to the Tross Land by where Devrim's at. Follow it back the same way you did for Thorn. And it's in that same camp area. If you didn't get the Thorn, so you're not sure what I'm talking about, please feel free to check out a video that I did that shows the location. But basically, you go through the Salty Mines, go through a transporter, run along through an area where you do some adventures. It's kind of in a, I guess, otherwise not accessible area. You got adventures and all that kind of stuff. And you run to the back of this camp, you open up a chest, and then boom, there you go. You got the quest going. The next step will be you have to find a chest. And the trick with this is the location changes every hour on the hour. So if I was to, for example, put up a video right now of where the chest location is, in 6 minutes as I am recording this, the location will be different. So that will be a trick. So you gotta make sure you're looking at that legendary quest that drops along with the exotic one, and that gives you the location of where your system positioning device is at. I would imagine by now there's a lot of YouTube videos out there with all the locations, since you should have had enough time for it to all rotate through. But if not, just do your best finding it. You will be able to get it. I'm sure someone will get a video up really soon. Or you can hit me up. I'm on Xbox at Church of Caboose, and I will help you find it, and I'll also make a video and include your name so that way we can get that info out to other people. I currently have locations, videos with locations for the Sinking Docks on Titan and Alton Dynamo on Mars. Anyways, so you find that chest. Now what happens? Well, you should get something called Lumina, let's see here, Bearer of Evil's Past. The Bearer of Evil's Past means you have to generate 250 orbs. Now that sounds like a lot. I know. 250 is no simple matter. However, it's really not as many as it seems. For example, if you have a hunter, they can generate orbs all the time. You can get a full fire team of 6 and go into the menagerie or a raid, and everyone's just making tons of orbs. I would suggest, however, going on in to the menagerie, so that you can get 250 orbs in like 5 minutes. It's pretty great. That's what my fire team and I did. We did one run of the menagerie. We got our 250 orbs generated pretty much right off the back. That's how you shoot this noble round. Anyways, got our orbs of energy right off the back. Bats, and we were done. Like, we just did 2 encounters, completely perfect the first time, and we got all of those orbs. So it's not as hard. You can also run things like supers, like the tether. You can do, for Titans, you could do the chest of Alpha Loopy, which generates more orbs when you use supers. Use your masterwork weapons, whatever you've got, and you should get those orbs made pretty quick. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, Church, now I got that part done. What's next? Now you're going to have what is called, see here, should be revealing your rose. So once you get the 250 orbs generated, Paching Rose drops into your inventory along with 3 other little quest steps. What those quest steps do is unlock perks on your Rose hand cannon. And I'll just show you real fast. I pulled mine out of collection, so when you do finish the quest, it turns your Lumina, or your Rose, into the Lumina. So you have to re-pull it out of collections in order to have the legendary version of Rose. And so when you do these quests, it gives you Chamber Compensator. Then you get Outlaw, And I believe you could get Polymer Grip. I think this Alkarized Rounds is a new thing from Collections. But anyways, you only get 3 perks. One of them's a barrel, 2 of them are perks. And that's what they do. Now, what are the steps? Well, one of them is a 50k Nightfall. For that Nightfall, I would suggest just putting on a moderately light modifier, something like around 2 to, probably don't even need higher than 2 unless you really want to. And do the hollowed layer. If you have a 2.21 that my fire team did, you will probably get a 100k multiplier in the or 100k Nightfall done in the hollowed layer. What we did Arc Singe, we did Momentum, and Grounded and Blackout, if I'm remembering correctly. But anyways, that part's not important. Get that 50k Nightfall done, and then another step you have is to get 100, I think it's 125 multi-kills with Rose without reloading. So you get multi-kills without making a reload. That's not very hard to do either, because you can also do this at the same time as the Nightfall, and at the same time as this next step, which is 35 little ticks of progress when you clear either, or any combination of these, the Blind Well, Escalation Protocol, or a Forge. To my knowledge, you got a full fire team of 3 doing the Blinding Wells. Probably your best bet, because you'll probably get randomly match made. When you do a T3 and then a T4, you get +7 on your ticks. So you only have to do, I guess, 5 of them. 7 times 5, I believe, is 35. And that's just, to me, is the fastest one. That's what my fire team did. However, if you don't like Blinding Well, or maybe if you're running solo, Escalation Protocol is not a bad choice. Fortunately, it's a bit of a... It feels really slow when you're first starting it off. Because what you're doing is you get 1 little tick of progress for each round you complete, all the way up until you get to wave 7. So if you do the 6 rounds and you get 6 ticks, wave 7 gives you 3, and you have to then do round 6 and then round 7, round 6 and then round 7. And so that could be pretty fast if your team is good at clearing through everything really quick. But that could take a little bit more coordination. But I could see that also being a pretty nice way. The Forges, I'm not even sure it's really worth the Forges, y'all. Cactus recommends doing the Forges. He said it worked out really well for doing the one Earth, the Volunder Forge. He and his fire team were able to crank through them, and he was getting something like 4, I think it was like 5 maybe, ticks for every Forge clear, and they were doing a clear about every 5-10 minutes. So it was a little bit faster than Blinding Well. But it's really a dealer's choice. Whatever fits your fancy, go for it. Those are your 3 options. I would suggest doing Blinding Well, but you do you. Whatever works best for you guys. Once you have done the Blinding Well, your multi-kills will probably be done as long as you've been using your Rose. And then you'll be on to the next step, which is Fire Team Leader. Fire Team Leader is just doing a bunch of activities in the system while having Rose equipped. And when you are with fire team members who also are wielding the Rose, that gives you the most efficient progress. So what I would highly, highly recommend doing is doing a 6 stack of everyone using Rose, hop on LFG. Maybe you got friends from before when I had talked about doing the menagerie for your 250 orbs, and then you guys regroup for this part. I don't know. So just get 6 using the Rose and hop into menagerie, because you get 35% done as long as you get the 2, I guess, event completions, and you go straight to the boss fight after that, as opposed to failing a bunch of events and maybe you have to do more than 2. That's what I would do, because that gives you 35% progress. If you don't think you can get through Menagerie pretty quickly and perfectly, then you could do strikes with your group of 3. All you gotta do for that is just pick, I would suggest, the Lake of Shadows from the universe. So nothing from the heroic playlist. Just go to the EDZ and select the Lake of Shadows and just grind that over and over and over. Each run's about 12%. So if your fire team is capable of doing about a 4 or 5 minute run, which according to some streamers is pretty normal, so maybe you can do it. then you can get some pretty quick progress on the Lake of Shadows and get it done quickly that way. Now, you can also do comp, or excuse me, PvP. I suppose comp would fall into that as well. However, if you're trying to go for speed and efficiency, like just using your time as little as possible just to get it done, you probably would rather just do Menagerie or Strikes. It doesn't give you a whole lot of progress if you do PvP. Now you're probably wondering, what happens after the fire team leader? Well, this is the strike, or the quest part, that tends to give people the most frustration. But if you work together and message your other team, it won't be that bad. One part of it is you have to defeat a certain percentage, or I guess a certain number of guardians with hand cannons in the Crucible. I suppose it could count for Gambit if we were to do this in Gambit, but it's probably much more efficient to just hop into Crucible, because your whole fire team of 6, even if you're solo queuing into quick play, will count towards your progress. I believe for an assist, it's something like 1 or 2%. If a teammate gets a hand cannon kill, it's like 1%, and if you get hand cannon kills yourself, like final blows, then it's about 4% progress. And if you don't like hand cannons in the Crucible, you could be that guy that just runs in there without a hand cannon and lets all your teammates get the kills. I wouldn't recommend that, but that's why I would suggest doing Crucible, because you get all the benefits from being with a large fire team, as long as they're, of course, all using hand cannons and getting kills. And then you have to also generate 50 orbs of light. You could do this and coupled with the third part of this quest. This is the tricky part. You have to get the medal not on my watch while having a hand cannon equipped. And how you get the medal not on my watch is you have to defeat an invader within 10 seconds of them invading your portal and before they kill anyone else on your fire team. Now this has been a little buggy, and how my fire team and I kind of figured out the way to get around it is if they're not ADS on you, so they're not aiming at you when they're the invader and you're killing them, it might not count. That seemed to be a thing for us yesterday on June 2nd when we were doing it. So if you're talking with the other team, saying like, hey, can you do us a favor and can we do you a favor, you might want to just have each other be ADS. Now how this part works is the Destiny community is pretty freaking awesome. Just when you load into Gambit, it'd probably be easier to have a full fire team before. You message the other fire team and just be like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can we help you out too? They'll probably be like, sure, especially if they're working on the quest. You guys just talk, tell each other when you're invading, hook each other up, and then get those kills done really fast. It's not super hard if you do that. Now, of course, you could get people that aren't going to help you out and just are really obsessed with their kills per invasion ratio, or they aren't even worrying about the quest, or they are doing the quest and they're not going to invade. There's a combination of stuff, but I have had a lot of success with helping people and doing it myself, with just talking with my team, the other team, and being like, hey, can we help each other out? And they were like, sure, we got you, bro, and it worked. Once you have that done, you get to go on in and do the Will of the Thousand Strike. You're on the last quest. You do the strike, kill all the crystals. You have to kill crystals with the rose. Those crystals are literally everywhere throughout that strike. And the beauty with it is just because you kill the crystal doesn't mean that your teammate can't get it. So unless you yourself shoot a crystal, it will still be there. So you don't have to worry about leaving crystals for each other or anything like that. Then all you gotta do is defeat Soul, and then boom, you have Lumina. Lumina's pretty awesome. The main thing that it does is it gives you a buff that lets you shoot around that heals and buffs your allies, which is pretty cool. Pretty dang cool. I've been really enjoying this gun. I like it so far. It's totally worth it, especially if you're all a fan of lore. If you like Thorn, this is like the opposite of Thorn. It's kind of fun to have them both. I look forward to testing this out in a raid, hopefully tonight in Crown of Sorrows, and just seeing how well this buff works and getting clears and seeing if it's even easier to one phase or how that will all work. Alright guys, you've been all awesome. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. If you appreciated this video, please click that like button down below And if you would like to see more content like this, please click the subscribe button. If I wasn't quite detailed enough, or you want to see more gameplay of what you'll actually be seeing as you go through quests, I do have a video up for each individual step of the quest that will show you exactly what you should do, what I'm seeing, and might be a little bit more detailed. The point of this video is to give you guys a summary of what will happen so you know what to expect, as opposed to watching 10-minute videos. It's just one 15-minute video. Thank you guys all so much. Have a great week. Good luck getting the Luma. You guys are awesome. Happy grinding.